In the latest twists and turns on Days of Our Lives, the drama intensifies as Steve Johnson and Brady Black rush to the infamous Blake house in response to Ava's distress call. Upon arrival, they discover Ava tied up, and while they manage to free her, their relief quickly turns to suspicion. Ava's claim that Kristen DiMera's mother was behind her captivity raises immediate red flags. Brady, already wary of Kristen's manipulative ways, is further shocked to learn that his own daughter, Rachel, played a role in the scheme. The revelation that Kristen was aware of Rachel's actions only deepens the nightmare for their tangled family dynamics. As the chaos unfolds, Days of Our Lives spoilers confirm that young Rachel Black has been taken into police custody, while Rafe Hernandez clings to life after suffering a brutal attack. However, the true identity of the Rachel being led away in handcuffs remains uncertain. Is it the devious Rachel Blake, the mastermind behind the captivity, or is it Rachel Black, the impressionable young girl caught in a web spun by her mother? And more importantly, will Rafe survive this harrowing ordeal? Will Kristen and Rachel face justice? The fallout from this convoluted scheme leaves fans questioning whether true justice will be served. Rachel Blake has been arrested, but she is far from the only one who deserves to pay the price for these events. The young Rachel Black, despite her age, played a dangerous game and must face consequences as well. And then there's Kristen, always one step ahead of the law, always finding a way to slip through the cracks. Brady, torn between his paternal instincts and the harsh reality of the situation, may be forced to strike a deal. With Child Protective Services now scrutinizing his daughter's involvement, he might find himself making an unthinkable bargain with Ava. The possibility of Rachel being taken away from him looms large, and Ava, understanding the weight of such a threat, may agree to remain silent about the people responsible for her kidnapping. However, this would mean letting both Rachel and Kristen off the hook. If Ava agrees to Brady's terms, she will also have to turn a blind eye to EJ DiMera's involvement. Days of Our Lives spoilers hint that once again, the powerful DiMera family will walk away unscathed for now. But karma has a way of catching up in Salem, and sooner or later a reckoning is bound to come for Kristen and EJ. A costly silence and Rafe's perilous fate. Meanwhile, Rachel Blake's loyalty remains unwavering. She will never betray her namesake niece, nor will she turn against her daughter Kristen, whose fragile mental state has been at the center of so many past tragedies. However, the burden of her silence may come at a steep price. Ava may choose to bide her time, waiting for the perfect moment to make Kristen and EJ pay for their roles in this twisted game. And then there's Rafe, whose silence is all but assured. If the drugs coursing through his system work as intended, he won't remember anything from the night of his attack. However, amnesia could prove to be just the beginning of his troubles. In a shocking turn of events, Days of Our Lives spoilers reveal that Rafe will soon be arrested. With his memories compromised, he may unwittingly take the fall for crimes committed by his doppelganger, Arnold. As next week unfolds, the perfect opportunity for a swap presents itself. Could Arnold step in just as an amnesiac Rafe finds himself facing the consequences of crimes he never committed? Salem's long history of mistaken identities, switched fates, and buried secrets suggests that nothing is ever as it seems. On Friday episode, in the dusty attic of an old, creaking house, secrets and uneasy alliances are slowly coming to light. The story begins with Rachel, a determined woman with a troubled past, who carefully lays down the rules before anyone is allowed to disturb the silence of the morning. As Rafe sits down to eat his breakfast, Rachel makes it clear, there will be no screaming and no biting. These simple commands, though seemingly trivial, hint at the underlying tension that pulses throughout every corner of the house. The unsettling morning Rafe, whose eyes dart around in search of answers, can't help but ask about a mysterious woman's voice he heard earlier, a voice that seemed to come from somewhere deep within the house. With a cool detachment that barely masks her own inner conflict, Rachel informs him that he is not the only captive in this strange household. The cryptic reply leaves Rafe with more questions than answers. When he presses further, asking if anyone else is here, Rachel simply responds that it is none of his concern. Her tone is both protective and secretive, as if guarding a mystery that could unravel everything if exposed. As the morning wears on, Rafe becomes increasingly agitated. He tells Rachel that she should be wise enough to let him go, to free himself from the bonds of captivity. However, Rachel finds herself trapped by an agreement that she cannot break, an agreement with the formidable EJ DiMera. Rafe's disdain for EJ is palpable. He calls him the scum of the earth and warns that EJ is as untrustworthy as his own father. In a moment of raw honesty, Rafe explains that EJ was molded by Stefano, a man whose influence transformed him into a twisted reflection of his own dark nature. Rafe's voice trembles with both anger and desperation as he tries to convince Rachel that releasing him would result in dire consequences. According to him, EJ would seize the opportunity to destroy her without a moment's hesitation, and any release would only serve as a confirmation that EJ had forced her into this perilous arrangement. A mother's dilemma. Rachel's voice softens slightly as she reveals the heart-wrenching truth behind her inaction. She confesses that she cannot help Rafe because she must protect her daughter and granddaughter. The bonds of family, so cherished and dear to her heart, are the very reason she remains shackled by her grim obligations. Rafe, incredulous and pleading, demands to know what connection these women have to the chaos surrounding them and what exactly is happening in the house. His words are laced with the promise of salvation, that he is capable of rescuing her from the destructive influence of EJ DiMera. But before Rafe can elaborate any further, Rachel silences him with a sharp admonition. She tells him that he talks too much. With those words, she covers his mouth and forces him to leave, leaving him to stew in his frustration and fear. The unraveling of secrets while the drama unfolds in the attic and its secret rooms. Another layer of mystery is being revealed downstairs. In a dramatic turn of events, Brady and Steve, two men with their own troubled pasts, arrive at the scene. Brady, a figure burdened by both duty and guilt, informs Ava, a woman whose own life is intertwined with the dark secrets of the house, that it is all over. As Brady unties her from the constraints that had held her captive, Ava recounts a bizarre sequence of events. She reveals that a young girl named Rachel lured her to this place. The deception goes deeper when Ava explains that the girl had used her phone to send a fake message, claiming she was in China, as a ruse to mislead everyone. Steve, ever the skeptic, remarks that Rachel could not have orchestrated this scheme on her own. Yet Ava maintains her innocence, insisting that she did nothing more than follow the orders of Kristen's mother, a woman with her own shadowy past. Brady is visibly shaken as Ava reveals that Kristen's mother, long believed to be dead, has been involved all along. According to Ava, this mysterious figure has been keeping a low profile, haunting the corridors of the house in a spectral manner, draped in the pallor of death yet still very much alive in spirit. When Brady expresses disbelief, claiming that such an arrangement must be a trick, Ava calmly asserts that while Rachel Blake has been dead for decades, the ghostly presence of Kristen's mother persists. She swears on Tripp's life that it is this very presence that has orchestrated the events in the house. The House of Shadows. Steve, now compelled to act, declares his intention to search the house for answers. His determination reflects the urgency of the situation, a sense that the very foundation of the household is built upon secrets that could shatter lives if left undiscovered. Brady, who had always been cautious and methodical, now finds himself caught between the surreal and the undeniable. He inquires if Ava is hurt, and she reassures him that she will recover. Both men, despite their disbelief at the surreal happenings, agree that the situation is beyond ordinary explanation. As the conversation deepens, Ava drops a startling revelation. Kristen, whose presence had seemed peripheral, is actually deeply involved in this conspiracy. She explains that Kristen was unaware of her own mother's true status until a series of unexpected discoveries. The discovery of a scrapbook and a series of messages on her mother's phone forced her to confront the hidden truths of their past. Brady recalls that just the other day, Kristen had skipped out on a scheduled therapy session with him, clutching a backpack that now seems to be a key piece in this enigmatic puzzle. It becomes painfully clear that Kristen's actions, driven by a desperate need to piece together the shattered remnants of her family's history, have inadvertently led her into the very heart of danger. A confrontation in the loft. High above the chaos, in the quiet seclusion of the loft, another dramatic encounter unfolds. Steve catches sight of Rachel as she silently slips out of Rafe's room, an action that does not go unnoticed. With a mix of bravado and a hint of menace, he confronts her directly, proclaiming, "Okay, I'll handle this quietly." Ava didn't see anything. "You must be the infamous Rachel Blake." The tension in the room rises as Rachel, caught off guard, demands to know who this intruder is and why he is trespassing in her sanctuary. In response, Steve introduces himself and reveals a startling personal connection. The woman who was tied up earlier is the mother of one of his sons. This revelation layers the confrontation with deep, personal stakes, as Steve's words suggest that the ties of family and betrayal are intricately interwoven into the fabric of the night's events. With a steely resolve, Steve presents Rachel with a choice: accompany him willingly or face the consequences in a manner far more brutal than the quiet coercion of their earlier encounter. This ultimatum, delivered in a tone that brooks no argument, marks a pivotal moment in the unfolding drama, a crossroads where loyalty, guilt, and survival intersect. The aftermath and unanswered questions. Meanwhile, back downstairs, Ava reflects on her encounter with E.J. DiMera. She recounts that E.J. appeared genuinely surprised by her presence, yet he took no action to aid her. Her recollection points to a disturbing possibility. E.J.'s inaction might be tied to his connection with Kristen's mother, a connection that deepens the mystery of why these shadowy figures continue to exert control over the house and its inhabitants. Rachel, too, seems to have had a clandestine conversation with E.J. outside, after which he vanished without a trace. It is clear that the intricate web of relationships and hidden alliances has only just begun to unravel, leaving behind a trail of unanswered questions. Ava's account of the events is both chilling and disconcerting. She insists that she is not imagining things, that the ghostly presence of Kristen's mother is very real and is actively influencing events. Determined to uncover the truth, Steve vows to search every corner of the house, despite the inherent dangers that lurk in its shadowy recesses. His resolve is met with a mix of apprehension and determination by Brady, who, despite his earlier skepticism, now finds himself reluctantly drawn into the mystery. The collision of past and present, this intricate drama, set against the backdrop of a house that seems to be as much a character in the story as the people who dwell within it, highlights the collision of past and present. Each character is bound by personal histories that intertwine in unexpected and sometimes painful ways. Rafe's desperate pleas for freedom, Rachel's internal struggle to protect her family, and Ava's haunted recollections all serve to illustrate a narrative that is as much about redemption and survival as it is about the legacy of old wounds. As the house reveals its secrets slowly, one cannot help but feel that every room, every hidden corner, is a silent witness to decades of betrayal and heartbreak. The house stands as a testament to the enduring scars left by those who have come before, scars that continue to shape the lives of its current inhabitants. The ghost of Kristen's mother, a spectral figure whose presence is felt more than seen, serves as a constant reminder that the past is never truly gone. It lingers, influencing the present in ways both subtle and profound. A community of lost souls for an audience that has seen its share of life's ups and downs. This tale might resonate on a deeply emotional level. It is a story of individuals who, in their own ways, have been betrayed by those they once trusted. The narrative captures the pain of isolation and the struggle to hold on to what little hope remains. Amid the eerie and sometimes terrifying events, there is also a sense of empathy, a reminder that every person, regardless of their past mistakes, seeks redemption and a second chance. In the end, as the various characters Rafe, Rachel, Ava, Steve, Brady, and even the elusive Kristen face the consequences of their actions, the house stands as a silent arbiter of fate. It reminds us that sometimes the most harrowing battles are not fought with physical force, but with the weight of memories and the enduring quest for forgiveness. Each revelation, each secret uncovered, is a step toward understanding the intricate tapestry of human relationships and the inevitable collision between our past mistakes and our present struggles. The road ahead. As dawn gives way to the deep shadows of the night, the story of the house and its inhabitants continues to unfold. For those who have lived long enough to know that life rarely follows a simple path, the tale serves as a poignant reminder of the complexities of loyalty, love, and the bonds of family. The choices made within these time-worn walls are not merely the actions of isolated individuals, but the culmination of years of sorrow, regret, and the desperate hope for a better future. In this house, every whispered secret and every carefully laid rule is a testament to the human spirit's struggle against the forces that seek to control and manipulate it. Whether it is the silent courage of a captive soul or the relentless determination of someone willing to confront their demons head-on, the narrative reminds us that redemption is a journey that is never easy but always worth pursuing. For those reading this story, especially our esteemed audience who have weathered many of life's storms, may this tale resonate as a reminder that even in the darkest of times, there is always the possibility of light. The ghosts of the past may linger, and the chains of old agreements may bind us, but within each of us lies the power to break free, to forgive, and to forge a future where love and understanding triumph over the remnants of pain and betrayal. In the end, the house remains a silent monument to a legacy of secrets and a beacon of hope for those brave enough to confront the truth. As each character makes their choice, the ripple effects of their actions will continue to echo through the corridors of time, challenging us all to reflect on the enduring nature of our bonds, the scars of our past, and the endless quest for redemption and renewal.